Hello, and welcome to the Confessions of a Refashionista podcast. I'm Refashionista Sherry, and today, I have my very first guest, and she is amazing. It is, of course, Sunny from Happily Unpopular and Sunny Secular. Yay! Welcome, Sunny!
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being my very first guest. This is like crazy exciting. And I mean, I'm excited most of the time, but I'm like level up here right now. Because like we've been like writing for quite a while, and but it's just so cool to actually connect this way and talk, and like we are actually real humans to each other now.
Yes.
So, because I know you're great and I know everything you do, can you please tell my lovely listeners and watchers, if you're watching this on YouTube, what do you do? Where can they find you? And let's go from there.
Okay, so I actually have two separate social media sites. I have Happily Unpopular, which is on YouTube, as well as now Instagram, because you.
I know, and then I get removed again.
Right? And TikTok. That's where I hang out mostly, on TikTok, because it's to me it's more fun. So yeah, I have Happily Unpopular there, which is where I do my crafting. We go on tours. So I do a little bit of sewing. Actually, I'm learning, so I'm not a professional. I'm just still a beginner in the sewing industry. And I do DIYs around the home because I am a renter. So I have renter-friendly projects for people like me who move often.
I do too. So. And your other one,
yeah? My second social media is Sunny Secular. That's also on YouTube. And I have a podcast called Secular Minority. So on the podcast, it's a non-religious humanist point of view on life and the world around us. What I do is, lately I've been doing interviews for people with their deconversion stories as they left religion. But before I started doing interviews, I just basically did shows with whatever was going on in social media for that week.
And I have listened to every single one of your podcast episodes.
Oh,
love them. You have such a wonderful way with your guests. And even when you were first starting out, like you said, and you were just kind of saying, stuff that's going on in the world, it was so interesting. I mean, such a good presenter. Seriously. I bow
Thank
to you.
you.
Like really, you awesome. So now that we know what you do, can we let's dive into kind of why we're here on my little sustainable, eco-friendly podcast. And can you let us know your kind of thrifting and preloved shopping origin story? This is always very interesting.
Okay. So this is the strange part, okay? Because I wish I had been braver in the past, and then I would have been a connoisseur like you are. But because of the stigma that thrifting had, I was going to the thrift store and not telling anybody.
Right.
So I actually still kind of do the same thing now, where I'll get one piece from a department store and then I'll get something else from a thrift store and I'll mix it match. And so that's what I've done for years and years and years. But like I said, because there was a stigma and everybody thought that thrifting was beneath them, so to speak. I thought it was fun. It was just fun for me. And I know there are a lot of people who are like, I've run across them and they're like, well, why would you go to the thrift store when you could go to somewhere like Ross? But it's Ross isn't fun.
Exactly. It's not an adventure, you know? And also you have to think that, I mean, just not even talking about like prices and everything, because nowadays, I mean, thrift stores, secondhand stores basically have really similar prices to cheap mall stores. They honestly do, which is insane. But I mean, it's now become more mainstream, right? And that's why. But what you can kind of answer people when they say that is it's a great adventure, first of all, right? Mm-hmm. And second of all, you are not supporting unethically made fashion. I have found that absolutely shuts people up. As soon as you point out, my God, that t-shirt you're wearing was probably made by a 4 or 5 year old child who made literally 2 cents. So maybe thrifting is better than supporting those businesses.
Exactly. And even if you went to some place like, you know, Ross, or I don't even know what other place, Ross, or Five Below. I've gone to Five Below too. Even if you go to Ross or Five Below, you still can't find the things that you can find at the thrift store. When you go to the thrift store, you can not only see, you know, different style of clothing, but you can go back to like what you specialize in. You can go retro. You know, you can find something from the 50s, you can find something from the 60s. And then even when you go over to the glassware,
oh, I know,
I've found some nice, you know, candy dishes and things that great grandmothers would have had. Mine's has passed away. So if you know, I didn't have anybody to pass any heirlooms to me, but I could go to the thrift store and find something pretty nice and give it to my daughter.
Exactly. And I'm in the same boat. I do the exact same thing. I mean, I have kind of an addiction to granny squares and anything kind of knit and crochet. And I kind of have those things to pass down to my daughter because, you know, same situation. You don't have grandparents or family in your life. This is what we can do. And I think it's a really lovely way to think about it because those items were actually made with really a lot of love when they were created, whenever they were created. And I like to think that whoever made them, you know, is kind of smiling somewhere in the universe. You know,
and let's be honest. If thrifting was all that bad, they would never have come up with the antique.
Oh my God. That's true. That's true. Exactly. Or, I mean, it's so funny to me. Seriously, you know, I've done several videos and articles about myth busting thrifting because it truly is. I mean, some of the funniest thing, the funniest thing that I have ever heard was that there are demons in secondhand items.
Yeah.
And
I heard that. I heard that growing up too.
You did. Like, you of all people, absolutely you did. Yes, absolutely. And again, it was just like, there's what in the what now? Like what?
Exactly.
If that was the case, it should be a lot cheaper than it is. Like,
how many scary movies have you watched?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, your preloved origin story is that you have been thrifting for a long time, but you've kind of kept it shtum a little bit. Yeah, even to this day. Wow. Wow.
Well, no, I don't mind telling people now because people like you have made it more acceptable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't mind telling people now. And actually, when you put in that hashtag thrift lover or, you know, thrift store, you'll see so many other people who come out and say, yeah, I do it
exactly.
too.
Well, I really think it's the generation after ours. I mean, we cool Gen Xers, we did thrift. I mean, come on. I mean, we did, but it really wasn't cool when we were doing it. It was really looked down on. And then here come like the millennials and Gen Z, and they're like, oh my God, I have this adorable cat sweatshirt like from 1982. It's so cool. And hey, it is, right? So I think we really also have to thank, you know, the generations after us for really making it cool. I mean, but the unfortunate thing about that is they've made it cool enough that the prices now have to be a lot higher than what we kind of in our, late teens and 20s were used to. I mean, I remember going to a charity shop and getting like an outfit for $0.25.
Yeah, 99. They had 99 cents day and when I stayed in Tennessee. Those days are
long gone. Exactly. That, yeah. So, speaking of thrifting, what is your favorite thrift score and or refashion so far?
Okay. I actually found this. Let me get it for you. This is from the thrift store, and I had to have it because of what it says. It says science is not a liberal conspiracy.
That is so freaking awesome. I want it. That's fantastic.
When I saw this, I said, I don't care how much it costs. It wasn't the tag sale because, they have particular colors. It wasn't a tag sale, but I took it anyway.
That is so, so you are also a vegan. So I want to kind of delve into that a little bit. And can you share, why did you decide to kind of live more sustainably and go vegan? And when did you do that?
Okay, so I have gotten yelled at before, so let me clarify. The hardcore vegans have told me that I can't really say vegan because I do eat some cheese. And that's all. I don't have eggs, I don't have meat, I don't have anything else, but sometimes I will have cheese. So I don't know if you want to count that as still vegan or vegetarian. I don't know. Okay, so I was vegetarian for 9 years, and then I did the 30-day vegan challenge. This was, I want to say 6 years ago. I did the 30-day vegan challenge, and I kept it going after that. It started out with something for health reasons because my mom, she actually passed away from being obese, and she had other health issues. So it started out being for health reasons, but then after I got to looking at some of the documentaries and things like that, I started saying, well, this is for the animals too.
Right.
So in my closet, I won't buy anything that's leather, suede, silk. When I do my sewing, I don't, use those type of materials. I just use imitation, the fake leather, I guess you want to call it. Yeah, and things like that. So I mean, I like it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't think it imposes on anything. I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, it's expensive. In my case, it might be expensive because I do get junk food. That's why I'm still thick.
Vegan junk food is, I'm pescatarian, so we try, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, people, if you look at me and say, well, how are you vegan? Yes, I am thick because I'm a junk food vegan.
But there's lots of junk foods that pass the vegan test, right? And I mean,
exactly, Oreos.
I mean, we have literally one life. So I think as long as you are relatively healthy, you're happy with yourself, then who the hell cares?
And not harming any animals.
Or people.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are your affordable vegan meal tips?
So what I do, and this may sound boring to a lot of people, but I have a few main dishes that I serve all the time. I'm an empty nester now, so I don't have to worry about, making for the family. But when my boys was living with me, I would make big dishes like a big pot of chili using the crumbles and the red beans and the tomatoes and things like that. and that would last a couple of days. Then I would make a big thing of tacos, and that would last a couple of days. Then I would have a big thing of soup. We would have soup and sandwiches. So that's how I did when my kids were younger. Now it's just grab and go. It's grab and go. I will now when I'm working, I will make my lunch for work. So I'll have uh what you call food prep days
Oh, okay.
on well, yeah, I work on Sunday, so usually on Saturdays I'll do 4 or 5 containers of salad, and then I'll put the tofu in there and tomatoes, and make it kind of thick and hearty, and I'll put that in the refrigerator, and I'll take that with me every day, and I do some fruit
Hmm.
and my water. I don't have it here, but I have a big thermos of water too.
So do you find it difficult at all to kind of live sustainably? Because this is something that I hear constantly, but people say, oh, but I can't, I don't have money, I am this, it's too hard. And I always say, I'm freaking poor. Like, I don't have a lot of money at all. And this is why I do what I do. And I share all of this stuff for free to show people how easy it is to go, affordably, sustainably. So what's your response to that?
I kind of think that it's just somebody who doesn't want to try who's saying something like that. Because if you want to try, like even back in the day, I had to say back in the day, you could go to the library and get a book.
We're showing our age now.
Right. You can go to the library and get a book, but now you can just push your on your phone on Google, so there's no excuse why you can't get a recipe. Even now on YouTube, there's so many different people on YouTube who are willing to share their recipes for free.
Mm-hmm.
You can download people's cookbooks now, for just a couple of dollars.
Exactly.
So it's really no excuse. And there's even, what burns me the most is when people say, well, if I was vegan, then I would be sick.
Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah.
And I have to tell them, like, dude, there's a whole crowd of people who are vegan bodybuilders. You do know that there's matter of fact, that's a site. I'm not trying to plug their site, but they have a website. It's called Vegan Bodybuilder.
Yeah. When people are very attached to their meat, I think. And it's just an odd thing, especially because, for me, eating more vegan meals, and like I said, we're pescatarian, so we also eat fish. I lived in Japan for years, so I can't give up my sushi. And, but it's so much cheaper, to live like this and eat this kind of food, and healthier. Of course, yes, we still have chips, and there's loads of gummies and stuff, gummy candy that is totally vegan, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a big can of chickpeas is like 99 cents, and chickpeas, I think, at least the way I make them, are so much better in, like corn tortillas than ground beef, for sure. Which I'm just going to plug myself right now. And my video for that recipe is on my channel.
Okay.
Would you like to plug anything as we are plugging things right now? That sounds really gross, actually.
I don't know if we want to plug it right. But I do have a few vegan quick recipes on my YouTube as well. But unfortunately, when I was trying something new and putting out vegan recipes that were under 15 minutes, I didn't get any views, so I stopped doing it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? we YouTubers constantly
Yeah.
try new things, and if it
Right. Try
if it
something
doesn't
new.
work,
Exactly.
I mean, we're not going to waste the time, right? That's kind of how
Yeah.
it goes, unfortunately. But for sure, everyone must visit Happily Unpopular and Sunny Secular. I mean, I cannot say enough positive things about both of your channels and your podcast, just because I love them so much. And all the links to everything we have discussed, including vegan bodybuilders, will be in the show notes, in the description box, wherever you are listening or watching this. And thank you so much, Sunny, for chatting with me and visiting with me. And this has just been hilarious fun. And we shall, of course, be doing it again.
Thank you for having me.
And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zigzag.